Time is precious. The world revolves around it, as do the financial markets. When it comes to trading Forex, the largest market in the world, even a millisecond makes a difference. At FXTM, we work around the clock to provide you with effective trading services. Whether you're a small or big investor, access all financial markets through our advanced mobile, desktop and web trading platforms. Experience the smoothest trading thanks to our innovative technology and trading conditions. Take advantage of one of the fastest execution times in the industry. Save time with quick and simple deposits and withdrawals. We are a regulated, trusted broker, so you don't have to waste any time worrying about the safety of your funds. Our multilingual team is always on call to help you. And our experts bring trader education to the next level. Knowledge is power. So the more you learn, the faster you can reach financial freedom. At FXTM, we take the time to focus on you so that you'll have time and money to spend on what matters to you most. Time is money. Invest it wisely.
You write in the book, there is no faith and no courage and no sacrifice in doing what is expedient. What do you say to those viewers that don't pursue their dreams and are locked in their careers because they are too afraid to take risks and pursue something meaningful?
Well, the first thing I would say is, well, you should be afraid of taking risks and pursuing something meaningful. But you should be more afraid of staying where you are if it's making you miserable. You're paying a price by sitting there being miserable. You might say, well, the devil I know is better than the one I don't. It's like, don't be so sure of that. The clock is ticking.
Yeah,
and if you're miserable in your job now and you change nothing, in 5 years, you'll be much more miserable and you'll be a lot older.
But isn't it a luxury to pursue what is meaningful? Our viewers have mortgages, they have children, they have payments and loans. It's a luxury to pursue because we lack the resources.
Well, I don't remember now, I'm not talking about what makes you happy. It's a luxury to pursue what makes you happy. It's a moral obligation to pursue what you find meaningful. And that doesn't mean it's easy. It might require sacrifice. If you need to change your job too, let's say you have a family and children and a mortgage, you have responsibilities. You've already picked up those responsibilities. You don't just get to walk away scot-free and say, well, I don't like my job, I quit. That's no strategy. But what you might have to do is you think, well, this job is killing my soul. All right, so what do I have to do about that? Well, I have to look for another job. Well, no one wants to hire me. It's like, okay, maybe you need to educate yourself more. Maybe you need to update your curriculum vitae, your resume. Maybe you need to overcome your fear of being interviewed. Maybe you need to sharpen your social skills. Like, you have to think about these things strategically. If you're going to switch careers, you have to do it like an intelligent, responsible person. That might take you a couple of years of effort to do properly. We're built for struggle, us human beings. We're built to contend with the world. We're built to contend with reality. You want a challenge, and the best way that you can take on a challenge, because a challenge fortifies you. So you don't want to be secure, you want to be strong. And you get strong by taking on optimal challenges. And so you lay out your destiny in the world, and you take the slings and arrows of fate, and you make yourself stronger while you're doing so. And you might fail, and fortune might do you in. But it's your best bet. And you know, people have extracted unbelievable successes out of catastrophic failures. And I'm not saying that in a naive way. I know perfectly well what happens to people. You know, you're doing fine in life and then you get cancer, and then 6 months later you're dead. And all the heroism in the world isn't going to save you at that point. But that's not the point. That's not the point. Life is bounded by mortality. But that doesn't mean that you don't get out there and contend, and you develop by contending, and you minimize the net amount of suffering in the world. And that's something, man. That's something to do.
Good afternoon and welcome to Bull Markets Talk Show. We have a jam-packed podcast today as we're looking now at the market, and it's basically flat. The only thing that literally moves is actually the gold price, which I've been saying for a very long time. I'm bearish on gold, and it's actually moving. It's actually down. The last time I checked, it was down by 1.2%. Now, before I move on, I just want to tell you about the free classes that I'm giving. You just have to register on the link below. It's in the description. Register on the link, and I personally will give you free classes via Skype. And also, you must have an FXTM account, so you have to register on the link. And I will give you on-site training. Now, I've been doing this now for the last 11, nearly 12 years now. And what I experienced is that once I teach people the theoretical part, and then later on we do actually the practical part, which is now the trading part. But then the actual practical part is on the last part, so we don't do much on that. So that's why I want you to have the account funded, not a demo account, a real account. Because demo is just practicing. So I want actually a real account, and then also I will give you the practical training and the theoretical training on site. So we will open up trades, we will buy and sell whatever news that are coming through or what was the news previously. We will do it on site. So please fund your account, register on the link below, fund your account, and we will do the classes face to face obviously on Skype. So please, I do thank everybody for registering with the FXTM account, but I want you to fund the account so that we do the practical and theoretical training straight while we are actually giving classes, because I don't want to do the practical side or the theoretical side and then we miss the energy on the practical side. So please do register your account. Fund it with a minimum $100 or more if you want to, and then we will do it straight away with the classes straight on point so that you can gain your profits while I'm teaching you. So when we are done with classes, you have the practical and the theoretical experience to trade on your own. So please do the registration and also fund your account so that we can start immediately. Okay, for today's classes, for today's podcast, there is actually, I can see actually the bears are coming back for the beloved Nasdaq. Now, tomorrow is the NFP news, and I think the volatility is back with the NFP. I will do that tomorrow also at 1 o'clock, and I will also be with you when the news is released also with the NFP, and also I will give the first signal out tomorrow. For the people that fund their accounts and also start with trading. So I will give the first signal out. So please fund your account, register with FXTM, fund the account so that we can start with the classes and so that I can also give you signals as well. So the volatility is back with NFP, that I can assure you, because they need to get the job numbers correct. But I will go more in detail tomorrow with it. For today, there is a flood of news that actually came through. One is that the policymakers are still battling to get this 1.9 trillion through. Although Congress did pass it, the problem is it needs to get passed by the Senate, and that is where the blockage is. The Democrats need to have 10 votes from the Republicans to get this bill passed. And as things stand, it's going absolutely nowhere. So what does that say? That means that the gold price are going down. So please follow me with this. Gold price going down, and also the beloved Nasdaq is really sitting flat now for the last 2 days. And I think definitely it's going to push downwards. The other thing that I also picked up is that the VIX is moving in the green. So once the VIX is moving in the green, it shows that there is volatility coming back. And then to my surprise is that the Bank of England was starting to making remarks on negative interest rates. Now, if you look at the British pound, it's actually going downwards now because there was a briefing basically that said that the Bank of England is looking at a negative interest rate to try and stimulate the economy. Now they had quite an aggressive lockdown. And obviously with that, it deteriorate business confidence, deteriorate spending and all of those type of things. And also there's a shift now in Britain, which is very scary, is that people are working more from office, not from office, but from home. So which means property prices are also in limbos because obviously the people are comfortable now at home. So all that office blocks that are there in London, that is becoming a problem. And if people are not going to work anymore and working from home, because obviously the entrepreneur is saving now a lot of money to have people at home so we don't have to pay for office space anymore, that could be a serious problem for the British economy. And also with Brexit, there's a lot of companies that are moving out of Britain, moving back to the Euro area. So which means there will be a lot of office spaces open. And who the hell is gonna fill it up? Because people prefer to work from home. So that is actually the big story there, because those buildings there actually carries a lot of debt and also a lot of investment money that goes in there. So it's quite a heavy ripple effect that it will have on the UK's economy. And on top of that also, we have the Scottish. The Scottish wants to move out of the United Kingdom. Boris Johnson actually went over to Scotland to try and negotiate so that the Scottish are staying with the United Kingdom. But as things stands, Scotland want to move out. And the calls for moving out of the United Kingdom came actually with the hard lockdown decisions by Boris Johnson. And the Scottish were not interested in another lockdown, but they couldn't have their own laws because they fall under the United Kingdom. So that story is about to break up. And because the Scottish are really now making it very clear that they want to be on their own. Now, with all those problems that are coming in, it filters into the Nasdaq, the Dow Jones, the oil price, the gold price, and also give rise to the United States dollar. Because if the risk appetite is now gone due to all this, one is the stimulus, all these problems, which is now the stimulus that are sitting stuck. Britain trying to convince the Scottish to stay with the United Kingdom. You have also other problems in the South Asia Sea where the Chinese now literally insurge now or nearly cause an invasion in Taiwan. That also have more problems, and the world is moving now to your more safer assets, which is your United States dollar and US bonds, and that is not good. That is definitely not good for the Nasdaq. Now, the only thing that can save the Nasdaq now is basically the stimulus package. And as things stands, it looks like that stimulus package will not get passed. As I explained yesterday, what the Republicans were saying, there's still money available, and they don't know why the Democrats want more money. I definitely think that stimulus package will not get passed by the Senate, and it will actually go absolutely nowhere. So please, for the people that love the Nasdaq, you have to now be realistic now, because I know a lot of people like to buy the Nasdaq. They don't like to sell the Nasdaq because obviously the Nasdaq normally goes up, is what we experienced now in the last year or so. They like the Nasdaq to go up, but as things stands, it looks like the Nasdaq is going down because the stimulus are going nowhere, and the policymakers are taking the time, and the market don't want to wait for this free money. So I think the Nasdaq is up for a heavy correction, also including the Dow Jones, and that is why the VIX are pushing up. So the Nasdaq people, be careful there. I think personally the bears are back when it comes to the Nasdaq. Now also gold, the lovely gold. I love gold. To trade with gold. Gold is going down. It's down by 1% the last time I checked. I just want to make sure. And maybe it's slightly recovering, I think, because normally this time of day at 1 o'clock, then there's a bit of a reversal that normally comes in the market. Not much. Gold is sitting at 18.11 and 50 cents, and it's down by a 1.2%. Silver is also down by 1.8%, and then platinum is also down by a 1.93%. Now, that is all to do with the strength of the US dollar because the stimulus are sitting stuck. That is the whole thing. I saw a lot of people were talking about the NFP, about tomorrow. They're expecting very good NFP numbers. Honestly, these market analysts on TV and on social media and also on Bloomberg, they have a very different understanding when it comes to the dollar. What I experience, and I'm sure a lot of you experience, the dollar is moving in the opposite direction when it comes to bad news out of the United States. Now, very importantly, the gold is going down, and I think this trend will persist for the day. Silver is also going down. Silver needs to fall as well, and also platinum. On the other side, which is funny, it is the gold price that are actually going up for today. Now, there is reasons why gold is sitting, crude oil. There's reasons why crude oil are sitting still. But I don't think this Christmas will last that long. Oil prices are going up because of OPEC yesterday. They kept or they maintained the oil policy what they made last year by cutting aggressively the oil supply. That's why oil prices are going up. Now, the other thing is there is a massive supply of oil that are sitting. And I think this story here about the oil price is not going to last long because they need also that stimulus money. And as things stands here, I think the crude oil price will not go further than this 56 where it is now. I think oil prices will also go down, and then there's a chain reaction that comes to oil. Once oil prices are falling, and then you have the other components that comes in, which is now the Canadian dollar that goes down, and also other commodity currencies that are also going down. So I personally think the oil price will not go further up because of the extension of the previous policy out of OPEC. So that's why there was a bit of a rise in oil price, but I think the Christmas will not last, definitely not with the strength of the US dollar. On the other side also, when it comes to oil, I saw the US production is actually going up. And also the rigs are also going up because last year, November, the amount of rigs was 226 rigs, and today it sits about nearly 300. So the rigs are coming back on, and that means more oil is going in to the system, and that will put pressure on the oil price. I think maybe for today, I think oil prices can turn, but I think personally, people will be more focusing on the strength of the dollar, gold that is going down, and also the Nasdaq that is actually going down. The nice part is the story of England, those ones who likes the British pound. The British economy, as I said earlier, they're thinking of negative interest rates. That will be a very tricky one there. A negative interest rates because of inflation that are low. Obviously, the economy is not performing well because of the lockdown regulations. They will actually release a policy statement and make a decision on their policy. That is now at 2 o'clock. I'm not sure. Will they actually slash the interest rates today or in the near future? But it all depends now on the votes. Now, very importantly, and I will explain this to you, the voting system when it comes to the Bank of England, because a lot of people do ask me about this numbers that is out of England, which England normally actually produce. They are the only central bank who make this voting actually on the calendar. Most people don't actually put this out on the, or most central banks don't put it out on the calendar. I'm just actually moving towards the decision of the day. It will be at 2 o'clock, right? Yeah, it is. So we have a quantitative easing that will be that is currently now at 875 billion pounds. That is what they are printing. The interest rates is actually at 0.1%. And so then there is a voting hikes, which I think definitely that is a no-go. So that will definitely not have a problem there. I like the best thing if you want to follow this voting decision, because the votes is important. The best place to understand the voting decisions by the by the Bank of England is actually Trading Economics, because they actually break it down for you there. They have the minutes, they have the MPC voting hike, they break it down, not like other calendars, which is now forexfactoryinvesting.com. They only have one line there, and that is now that 009 story. The thing is here, what they're expecting is that 9 members will vote in favor of no change. That is what they forecast. They've said no member will vote for a cut, no member will vote for a hike. This is now on Trading Economics. So they're expecting a no change policy. But as I heard, is that they are looking at a negative interest rate. Now, Governor Bailey will make a speech at 2:30. So obviously, if the voting for today comes out, like 2 guys are in favor of cutting the interest rates in England, believe me, the British pound will actually go steeply down, which means they will go for the negative interest rates, and then it will continue down after 2:30, because then Governor Bailey needs to talk about why they are cutting the interest rates to negative. Because obviously, if they vote in favor, or 2 guys in voting in favor of cutting the interest rates, Governor Bailey needs to explain at 2:30 why, and then the currency will continue its downward trend, obviously against the US dollar or against the Japanese yen, which is also a favorite for a lot of traders. Now, the story of the non-farmers payrolls, I will definitely cover that tomorrow, because I personally think that the non-farmers payrolls volatility will be back, because the Americans need to get that unemployment number down. But I will go actually in details tomorrow with it. Also, please, very importantly, register for the class for the class on the link below, and obviously fund the account so that we can do on the job training, basically, or in class training, so that you can get used to the live account, and also I can give you signals also and assist you while we are busy with class, and I can also give you some recommendations of what you can do to buy and sell while we are busy in the class. So that will help a lot, because I think that is the best way how to teach people. I did try it before, and it worked actually perfectly. Previously, I worked on having theory in the beginning and then the practical part afterwards, and I can say that the statistics was not so bad, but it was not so good as it is now. So you will get on the job classes, and also on the job training as well. So please do the registration, get your account funded, and then we are ready for class. That is it from my side. I hope you guys enjoyed today's show, and then I will be back with you guys tomorrow at the same time. See you guys. Have a lovely Thursday. Bye-bye.
The champ is here!